Agbama na-ege ntị, anyị ekene unu ọzọ ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Anyị si ka nkonye chiri ya zelo, anyị si na adịra n'Igbo na mma na ihe dịka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ, otu anyị kwuru otu akwa ya dịrịrị. Ise dịka o si dị, anyị chimekunu mana na ihe bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara unu ya bụ ozi dị oke mkpa dịka anyị si kwuo unu nkwa n'ibe akwụkwọ na anyị ga-ewetara unu the latest update. N'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa bụ ụbọchị nke akara aka, anyị wetara unu ife nwanne nwoke bụ Ugochinyere kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ nke eji Ikenga wee malụ gbasata maka the update on Biafran Prime Minister. Gee ntị ka any for reply to a show on channels television. Maka na ife anyị etinyere unu ya bụ ife bụ anyị kwuru unu nkwa na anyị ga-enye unu update. Yes. Gee ntị ka ihe nwanne nwoke kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ ka a jụrụ ya ajụ gbasata maka issue of Biafran Prime Minister was Simon Ekpa. All right, over to you.
One of it is the arrest of Simon Ekpa. Let me get your view on that process that is going on in Finland, and one man that his thoughts and his interventions and cyberspace activity is said to have allegedly caused a lot of tension in the southeast region, which you represent in the National Assembly. How do you view that arrest, the arrest of Simon Ekpa?
On the issue, we're trying to get all the details we need from Finland. So as a matter of fact, we're on Zoom meeting with some of our lawyers to get all the needed details and the offenses and so on and so forth. And as a matter of fact, I'll be speaking on Sunday right from here, and these are the issues I will talk about. So because of that, I will not want to preempt what will be the decision of the opposition coalition pertaining to that. They will give me that mandate, and I'll be speaking on Sunday on that.
I mean, what is the position of some of you in this regard? Are you in support of some of the agitation that Simon Ekpa represents?
And that's why I said that every comment on this issue will be made on Sunday, so that I will be in line with the decision of the members of the coalition.
There are understanding now that the federal government of Nigeria has attributed the arrest of Simon Ekpa, the self-acclaimed prime minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, to sustain diplomatic pressure on Finland by Nigeria. Do you reckon that some of the unrest that we see or seeing in the southeast has been fueled by Simon Ekpa?
You're very smart. You always have a way of trying to go back to the same issue that I have also told you, that my statement will be guided by the general decision of the coalition, which is meeting tonight, and I'll be speaking live on Sunday. So anything I say now, one word or the other, preempt what I'll be saying on Sunday.
Without prejudice to what you and your colleagues might be talking about on Sunday. But the extradition matter, as a lawyer and a lawmaker, would you say that it would be fair to bring him here to Nigeria to answer to some of these allegations?
These are things you should wait on Sunday when I speak, so that they can get all the full details. Any comment I make, I need to be preempting a decision that have not been made.
All right. Let me not get you out of what you don't want to say until Sunday. But let me get you to River State. I know that a lot of the times you have given your intervention on what has happened in River State. There was a judgment from the appellate court, from the appeal court, in Abuja division against the decision of Justice Lifu on the Rivers matter in respect of the local government elections, which barred the INEC and security agencies from their participation or releasing documents for that election. But I mean, let me get your reaction first and foremost. You are one that has spoken so loudly about it. A lot of people have questioned. What is the interest of Ugochinyere about Rivers matter? But now that the appellate court has given a decision that seems to have suits your own, I mean, may have satisfied you in one way, how do you react to it?
First of all, there's nothing personal about this. It's about our constitutional democracy and the rights being done at all times. We speak on issues across every part of the country. It's nothing so special about River State. The most important thing here is that the issues that were ruled on by the court of first instance by the appeal court have decided that these issues were murky, those decisions were murky, and they were made out of jurisdiction. If you look at their decision on issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, in particular issue 5, where the court imported a prayer that was not asked by the plaintiff, and the appeal court said yes, even though the court has power jurisdiction to raise a matter suo motu, but it doesn't have jurisdiction to resolve his suo motu without hearing and giving adequate time to the other parties. They struck down section 60 of the River State Independent Electoral RISEC law on the issue of the fact that no court can stop the conduct of an election. That was not one of the prayers by the plaintiff, but the court of first instance was so generous, like Father Christmas, to even import that and then took a decision. And because if you look at the case of Ativie, the case of APC versus Udom 2023 by the Supreme Court, that you cannot do that. And again, talks about the issue of jurisdiction, that the issues they were asking for are issues that the Federal High Court have no jurisdiction. And also the Supreme Court have decided that over time, Ejialo versus Imo State Governor, Osun State Independent Electoral Commission versus Timothy and so on and so forth, that even though that there is federal agencies involved, that does not automatically confer jurisdiction on the Federal High Court. That what is the subject matter? Conduct of a local government election that is under the jurisdiction of the River State Independent Electoral Commission and supposed to be handled by the State High Court. That why they did not dabble into. So based on that, they said the case in its entirety lacked merit and decided to dismiss it. So the most important thing that it doesn't even call for like celebration, because to me, doing the right thing most times, I don't say it calls for celebration, because ordinarily the Federal High Court should have known that what they were doing was wrong. So yes, this is victory for democracy, it's victory for constitutional governance, but for this fact to have been restated, it has already been restated by the Supreme Court over and over again. So why does somebody have to keep doing that? Just maybe you do it and then hope that it can be upheld by the appeal court or the Supreme Court. So to me, it's a good decision. It has helped to also deepen our constitutional democracy. But at the same time, we must not continue to keep going back to the court to keep seeking interpretation on issues that Supreme Court over and over have also decided.
Well, Honorable, Justice Lifu, in his judgment at the trial court, established that there are processes in an election, one of which includes the fact that there is supposed to be election in itself is not an end. I mean, a means to an end. Is a process, a gamut of activities leading to the voting day. I mean, the court established in that judgment, and the High Court, that look, you should have published. There are days specified by law for you to have published the names of voters. There are other issues relating to the revision of voter register, which was not done by RCEC. And these are established principles about our elections, which RCEC has failed to establish.
Well, they went and imported all the provisions of the Electoral Act, and they were talking about that Section 9 and so on and so forth. But the appeal court said that not everything that is in the Electoral Act, if you go by the division of elections under Section 152 of that Act, that is covered, that the local government election is not among those elections, that those sections and processes they are talking about. So we have to revert to the sections in the River State Independent Electoral Commission Act, which made provisions for publication. So the method of publication and advertising for the elections and the candidate and the nomination under the RISEC law is different from the provisions under the Electoral Act they were talking about. And also, more importantly, that voter registration did not stop 30 days to the conduct of that election. And then when you talk about it did not stop, they didn't produce any evidence to show there was even an ongoing voter registration exercise by INEC. So the most important thing is that these people, when they went to this court, wasn't after deepening our constitutional governance. It was not about stop Governor Fubara from conducting the local government election. If you remember, one of the conditions during the presidential initiative that Tinubu initiated was that they feared that the governor would not do election, that they wanted the election. And they made the governor to sign that there will be election. So at the moment we are nearing the election, they extended the tenure of the local government chairman whose tenure have expired, that they should remain in office forever. And then they said, no, then let there be an election. And then when we now got to the election, they now went to court and then got an order again and say there should be no election. So you can, even when after the election, when the people were about to be sworn in again, they went again.
ndị be anyị ngwadalụ linne unu nụrụ ihe nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Ugochinyere nke eji Ikenga wee malụ reply n'ilu akwụkwọ ka agba nukpum chelenụ ka ifiko esi wee na-aga. Ọzọ dị ka ibe ya bụ tụsa ya bụ ozi ka ọ na-erute ụmụnne anyị dọzọ n'ebe dị iche iche aka ka a na-ama the latest update gbasara maka ebe ife na-eme n'obodo nọ n'ime ya anụ mụrụ onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ dalụ linne nke emesịa ụmụ Igbo.